for a little bit, they sell chow chow in there. So make sure you buy yourself a small bottle. None for me, of course. Get some for yourself. Take it home with you. Pass around your friends. They'll never talk to you again. This barn right here is what they call a bank barn. When they build their barn, they build it up against a pile of dirt. Now the reason they do that, that dirt pile becomes a ramp and allows them easy access to the second floor of the barn. They store their hay bales, their corn, and all their equipment on the second floor. Cattle, horses, and other livestock on the first floor. Now this guy has a tractor. I wish you could have it out and see it. It's the most bizarrest looking thing I ever saw. But it's one of those weird Bishop's area. The back two tires are solid steel, and the front two tires solid rubber. You see that thing going down the road, you just got to stop and wonder a little bit. Like, what was that Bishop thinking? The brown house, second one, that's an English house. I think it's interesting is neither one of these homes have electric wires running from the pole to the house. First time I saw this house, I thought, boy, that's a rich, wealthy Amish guy. But then I found out that when they built a lot of new homes like that, they run the electric underground. So you never see the ugly wires at a nice house. Red Farm. This is the largest Amish-owned dairy farm we have in the area. This guy has well over 100 cattle. Want this guy to pass me? Hopefully. Eventually. House in this barn, another barn, and you've got another barn in the back. So we don't know exactly what he's doing that the other Amish aren't doing, but he's able to get by with all these cattle. So I think that's a steak sandwich sitting right there, but I'm not quite sure what all these cattle actually are. I just know the ones I'm concerned with. That's Holstein, Guernsey, and the Jersey. And a bull, of course I know what that is. If these guys were out in the field and you come up to the door or open a window and mooed, they'd come to you. Now over here on the left-hand side, we have Esch's Hardware Store. This is a multi-million-dollar business started by a guy with an 8th grade education.
Wow.
That silo gets full, okay, the tall structure. If they have more silage, more hay, more field corn to chop up and stuff, they'll store their stuff and their hay in those rolls. And then that way it protects it over the rain and the winter. Now they're supposed to use from that first, but a lot of them won't venture going out. They'll go and use the silos first. A lot of it, I think, is basically there's two different things. One of these is round rolls, looks like a marshmallow, and they just line them up together. The other one's a long plastic tube. The tube would have the silage in it, but the marshmallow type ones, they're the hay. When they take the hay bales out of the field, the old farmers used to use square bales, and they'd stack them in the barn. What they do now is they have a machine that rolls it into a round bale, and then they will put it on, use a tow motor, put it on another machine that wraps it in white plastic. So it looks like a giant marshmallow. In fact, if you go around here in the winter time around Christmas, and the Amish will paint them and decorate them. It's strange looking things, but Yeah, that's probably hay out there. If it was a long roll tube, then it's probably alfalfa from the silo. Jersey cows there. I was just curious what he was doing out there. Amish used to come here a lot on Saturdays. Did their banking here. They did bought supplies, and they basically just came to socialize. Then the English found out, and they put up restaurants and motels. They brought in tourism, and after a while, the Amish got fed up with all the traffic, and they left the area. Only reason you'll see an Amishman on a Saturday, especially in this town, is in a buggy going from point A to point B. When you get past the traffic light here, both homes on all sides of the road, until we get to the other side of town, nobody lives in any one of them. They're all gift shops. And then the old name for Intercourse was called Cross Keys. We have two main roads that intersect here. 772 comes out of the left, goes through town, and goes to the right. 340 that we're on now goes straight through and goes to the left. Right where they crisscross, we have a big tourist attraction, Kitchen Kettle Village. So if you can imagine traffic trying to go in 5 different directions at the same time, it just creates one big mess. I came here the other day in a car, and I had a bus and motorcycles pull out in front of me and block the road. So you got to wait and sit around, and people sit in the middle lane trying to go one way and the other. It's just totally chaotic, and that's for me driving a car. So you can imagine how the Amish found out. More Amish business coming back. But right in the actual town, no Amish business. Dan Harold is a furniture maker. He deals a lot with making outdoor furniture. That's why you see it all sitting out there. But if you go inside, he also deals with good wood quality furniture. Reasons why the Amish left the area. They're having church up there today, and these guys are down here with telephoto lenses. Vary between the individual people within a district. Just because someone says we're going to use rubber tires, if you're used to all your whole entire life, and your grandparents back in the day, no one used rubber tires. They all used solid steel. So now you're like, well, I don't know about that. Well, the rest of my district says we can do it. Well, you may do it, but I'm going to keep my solid steel. That's fine. You don't have, if you go against your district, but not against the church in a whole. Now, the church has rules and regulations surrounding what their buggies look like. And the one thing it says is they have to have steel tires, no rubber tires. So as long as you live in a district and they say rubber tires are okay, that's for anything else in that thing except that one buggy. The black and the gray buggies that families ride in, that's always going to stay steel, no matter what the bishop says. He can't change that rule. All the workhorses get a day off. The Belgians, the draft horses, the mules, the donkeys, that's what they use in the field to pull the equipment. The black and gray buggies that we'll see, the only horse allowed to pull that buggy is a retired racehorse. And there's a farm, you used to be able to see him from up here. He's about 2 miles over this way. He actually raises and breeds retired racehorses. They're what I call the pretty horse. They're the only horse allowed to pull the black and gray buggies. croquette.